that I kept for my family, and I kept them for myself, too. About 6 months ago, I learned that my mother was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. The doctor said she would have about 6 months to live, and she opted to have the operation and the radiation and the chemotherapy to extend her quality of life. She wanted a year. Mommy, I'm gonna make coffee. Do you want some?
Mom getting sick played a big part in Jennifer just now exploring all the stuff from when she was a kid. And it's gonna take a little while.
You're cleaning up your mess? No way. Wow. You need to sweep all that onto the floor?
No.
Thank you.
My parents still think it's wrong to see Jennifer as anything else than their daughter. You know, they feel like they still are trying to do the protection thing, you know. We don't want to talk about this because we don't want Jennifer to feel bad about this, you know.
You comfortable? Más importante.
I don't have any resentments.
Daddy, can I please have a cookie?
I believe they did the best that they could. They loved me and they nurtured me. If people adopt today, I expect them to do better.
My decision to adopt was somewhat of a long process. I really, really wanted to have a biological child. I wanted to share that biologicalness with John. And, you know, I thought we'd make great babies. But
Awesome baby.
thank you. Basically, all of 2004 was spent on fertility treatments. And by the time that year was up and the insurance company was actually telling me, you've done enough, I started getting to the stage of, what is the next step? How are we still going to have a family?
Okay.
I thought about staying childless with John. We can go and play, we can travel, we'd love to travel. Off to the couch. But I always thought of, down the road, when I'm 80 years old, I know that I would regret not having children and raising them.
I have a child from a prior marriage. I know what the joys of having children are. I wanted Jackie to, experience that as well.
John was the one suggesting adoption, and we finally came to the conclusion that that really is the next step in the whole process. The adoption agency gave us the list of all the countries that they had, and I was going through what are the criteria with each one of them, and the age of the parent that needed to be, and how much did it cost even. Let's go over to the CCAA and check it out again. And one day we were just talking, and John just says, let's do China. And I said, okay. It just felt right.
I mean, we could have chose Russia, and we could have had a child that looked like us, but we didn't really want to do that because we really embrace diversity, and that's what we really want in our family. You don't see skin color once you're falling in love with them, so it didn't matter to me. Some of his gifts, some of the things I bought myself. We've been waiting 18 months now.
I got the photo album thing, so she'll know who Mommy and Daddy are.
I really look forward to having a child that completely adores you, as much as you adore them.
And we have our diaper bag.
I'm so excited just to have a baby hug. It's the best wonderful feeling. I've got my nieces and my nephews, and I've had them, hug me, and it's just that it is the best feeling in the world. It'll be my child to do it, and that'll be different and wonderful.
Family is everything to my mom. She's a mom. That's her identity.
There's a deep ravine between my mom and me.
It would be the greatest gift to give her before she dies. This bond with her daughter, which has never been there.
We had one child and we wanted two, and we didn't seem to be having them the normal way. So Paul just woke up one morning and said, let's get a baby girl from Holtz. It's an adoption agency. And I said, sounds great, and that's what we did. Simple as that.
I started praying, and I assumed that God gave me the child I was supposed to have.
We got to go get her in Seattle. I was glad we didn't have to go all the way to Korea to pick her up.
You know, I don't remember if she cried. I think I was one that probably cried. I usually am.
Though I think I probably remember a whole lot more details about picking Jenny up from the airport than I do about giving birth to Eric. She had these little eyes that were just flat brown, and she'd just stare at me like, who are you?
And what is this language you're speaking?
Yeah. You know how you hold a baby and it cuddles up to you? And she didn't do that. She was just like, okay, I guess I don't know what else to do, so I'll let you hold me. I'd sit and hold her for hours because I always rocked Eric to sleep. She'd just lay there and stare at me and be so stiff. And I'd finally get so tired, I'd go lay her down and she'd look at me and she'd close her eyes and go to sleep. It was not easy.
Once a month. I go for a week at a time to stay with my mom. I got some family medical leave from work this year so I could go and give my brother a break.
When you're 35, I don't think that you're supposed to be living under the same roof with your parents. But I just figured I'm taking a break from life for a little while and take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Here's the sister. I hear her little car.
So what do you, what's your problem here?
These are for Mom.
It's all this stuff.
Wine.
Oh, sissy.
Al, did you like your chocolate?
Don't.
Did you like your chocolate?
What chocolate?
I'm the jokester in the family. I am the entertainment.
I am also the go-to gal. I get things done. I'm the only Pharaoh that went to college. I'm the first to have professional, financial success. And so my family relies on me to supplement financially as well. I'm an educator. I supervise 22 teachers and 320 students. And when I enter my parents' house or when I talk on the phone, I talk baby talk. I'm a little girl. Because that's what I thought they wanted. How are you, Mommy? Oh, I'm okay. The first correspondence from the adoption agency to my parents, it was a short letter, and the first line was, "Isn't she a doll?"
What happened to your shoelaces?
You asked me that before. It's got
Did you go to
elastic.
jail and they took them away from you?
Did you get in trouble? No, not that kind. If my family acknowledges my identity, then I know that they really adopted me, not an idea.
I'm so excited and I can't wait to get our call. I've been like this all day. This is the list of stuff that I have ready for the referral. Today's date, time of call, name of person calling, baby's full Chinese name, translation of baby's name, which I probably won't get, full name of baby's orphanage, city, province, how old is the baby, and date of birth. I hope that she calls right on the 7 o'clock dot.
Breathe. What if we don't get the call tonight? What do you?
I'm gonna go hunt down the social worker right and find out.
I'm supposed to say that. You know what? I've waited this long. I can wait another day.
I think I'll beat you up rather than hunt down the social worker. How's that?
I'm only kidding. I can't wait another day. I just want to see your face. The expression was priceless, you know?
Oh my God. You ready? Yeah, big call. Hello?
Hi, is this Jackie?
Yes, Jackie, John. We're here.
Hey, Jackie, it's Kathy Brown.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm just wonderful.
I think you were expecting this call, weren't you?
Like all day.
You have a little girl,
Okay.
and her name is Min Jin Pei. It's
Uh-huh.
MINXINPEI.
Oh my God, I love it.
Her date of birth is April 10th, 2006.
Yeah.
And let's see, I can give you the province in the orphanage that
Yeah.
she's in.
Okay.
It's GUANGSI.
G-U. We have a baby.
What's that?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I think that's it.
Okay, you can always call me tomorrow. I will be in the office if you think of anything. I would imagine that it's going to be me calling you early next week when we know more about the timing of the referral packets arriving.
You know what? I gotta talk to you later.
Thanks.
Oh, you need to.
Okay. Bye.
Night.
Night.
Bye.
Thanks.
Oh, you cried. She cried.
I didn't think I
You're a mommy.
Oh my God. I love her name.
And I was gonna say you can't even change that.
Oh my God.
Why don't I show you the pictures first, because everybody's dying to see the pictures. She's a cutie. I heard all of them are. That's She's sweet. Oh,
wow.
Look at that dress.
She's a cutie.
You know, 10 years ago, people used to get just that one little picture.
And it's like,
I try and figure out what they really look like. She looks perfect, doesn't she? Yes. Oh, she wants to squeeze those little cheeks. I know. Okay, I have information on her social background and her developmental process. She was in orphanage from April 13th to August 2nd, at which point she's in foster care. Personality, quiet, likes to smile, likes toys with sounds.
awesome.
You don't want to let those pictures go, do you?
No. So does she look like the name we had picked in?
She looks like a Sylvia.
Oh, are you changing it now?
No, I mean, she did look like an Ivy, too.
This whole long time she was a Roma.
Roma?
Yeah.
Oh.
Roma Jinpei. I think that rolls, too.
Oh, it does.
Now she's part of our family. She's a person, not just a bunch of papers and names and numbers and notarized documents. She's already creeped right into my heart, and I just want to share her with the world, and that's what I'm trying to do, is get her photo out there. Everybody's like waiting for her. Name. So now I sit here and bask in the mommyhood. Ooh, look at that! Oh my God! Oh, that's adorable! There's a picture of Roma on the T-shirt.
I think she's in excellent care right now. The thing I'm thinking about is how difficult is it going to be for her to adjust? Because since she is in foster care, I know that she's already developed these bonds with this family.
Wow, look at that.
We're going to turn her world upside down, and I mean, that's not a pleasant thought at all.
She's going to be grieving. Ah, my favorite. Thanks, Mom.
You can never have enough.
But, you know, having a foster mom is temporary, and we've got to pull her away from that temporary situation and give her the rest of her life. And we got to look beyond the bad time.
So I guess we're just trying to be optimists.
Thank you very much.
You learn from a very, very early age not to trust your feelings. Because I'm kind of grieving or feel sadness about the adoption when everyone else is celebrating. So you follow the cues of the others and you fake it.
Daddy, did you taste this kind?
Yes, I did.
This is the
From day one, she was a feral.
Uncle Dan made a menu. Just like that, just soak it up.
Pick it up and suck it up. I never looked at her as adopted. I never considered her as anything different than any of my other nephews and nieces. I just, another one to play with, that's all.
Oh, Jenny!
I'm really dealing with identity right now. This is my second squid salad.
That makes me shudder.
It's the food of my people.
Yeah.
I need that kind of core validation of who I am and where I belong in this world. I'm searching for it, and in wrong ways. Aren't your ears cold?
They are now with your cold ass hands on them.
Mommy, warm them up. One more. Take me. I'm always overcompensating.
Who am I? Who am I? I'm a pharaoh.
I'm surprised your family puts up with you.
When all your family has blue eyes, and that's what you see surrounding you your entire life, day and night. When you go out, you're not aware that you're Asian until you're reminded by the name calling, or the taunting, or the lack of boyfriends. I was called all the typical names: Chinese chopsticks, chink, gook.
Do the eye thing at her, or they tease her. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. I can't see your eyes. It was mostly about the eyes, any of the teasing stuff that went on. But if it went too far, if they actually called her a name or upset her or something, then I get mad and go do something about it. But we never really talked about it.
When I was made fun of growing up, overall, I kept it inside.
Can I start the French toast?
It's embarrassing to tell people you love that this is happening to you, want them to know that you are a success.
How's your stomach, Mom?
Fine.
But this rage grows in you. I remember at age 12 or 13 leaving my bedroom just to yell at Mom. I was so mad at her because, of all people, a mother should get the angst I was going through being Asian in a white family, in a white community.
I personally thought you fit in quite well. You had a lot of friends. They all left you. You were always busy.
Mom, I didn't fit in. On the bus, the most popular boy in school would sit behind me and taunt me and tell all the kids on the bus he could blindfold me with dental floss all through junior high.
But you never shared those with us. And even if I tried to talk with you about it, you pretty much didn't want to talk about it. And I thought, well, maybe she's handling it her way, or maybe she just isn't ready to handle it or face it.
I think it's a lot of responsibility for that little kid to explain, no, I don't want to learn about my Korean heritage because at school I get teased for being Korean. And right now I want to be as little Korean as possible. I want to be like everybody else I see around me.
You know, when you were about 12, you wanted to have surgery on your eyes, make them round.
Yep, and I was going to bleach my hair blonde. And to get my hair blonde would take so much bleaching. Get contact lenses that are blue. But listen, Mom, it's not funny. You know what I mean? I don't think it's funny. When I hear that now, my heart hurts for that little girl because I remember that feeling and I think of the self-loathing that happens because I wanted to be white so bad and I wanted to not be who I was so bad. I mean, I say that I'm an Asian woman and I want you to see me as an Asian daughter because you can't separate my race from me.
We're just a family. After about the first 3 or 4 days, she was so much a part of us and has always been. I never thought of her as anything else but my daughter. I have a hard time with the race thing. I was raised not to see race. My mom was really adamant about that.
I think it would be nice if she had been a little more open with us, that she had problems. But when she runs into an obstacle of prejudice, she's the only one that can deal with that. And sometimes that's all you can do is deal with it, live with it. Other times maybe there are some things you can do about it, but Sometimes it's way beyond my control, and so all we can do is just love her. I think that's her journey. I certainly support her on it.
I heard my dad talking, and, you know, it's like missing the boat. It's not my journey. It's our journey. I don't live alone. The family adopted me. We're an interracial family. This is not my burden. And I'm pissed that I'm the only one holding it. Like, I have to ask for them to grab a corner. And if they do, it's a favor, and they're wondering how long. So, it's easy right now to think of the funding models of virtual schools. They're not off the hook because they're older. But I do acknowledge when they started, which is very recent. So they've started their journey. They just don't know it's their journey yet.
I don't know where anything is.
We are less than a week away from holding our daughter.
You are not seriously going to bring all that?
It's food.
You can't.
It's Roma bribery.
It's like we're going to be feeding China when we're there.
Packing these clothes is, you know, yeah, it's for my daughter, but, you know, I don't know if it fits her. It's so separate. It's not intimate yet. Last night, I dreamt that me and John and kids and other family members were all at this picnic table and we were all having snacks. Can't forget the stacking cups. I poured some water for this boy that asked for it, and I said, okay, here, have some water. And then he goes, well, can I have some of that other stuff you're pouring? And it was ginger ale. I'm going over here to pass it to him, and quickly a hand just slaps my hand, and I look at the person, and it was just another, you know, amorphous face. It wasn't really a person. And she says, don't give that to my son. And I was like, why? There's no caffeine in it. What's wrong with it, you know? And I just got so upset. I just started crying in my dream. And 3 seconds later, John wakes me up, and I feel tears in my eyes. And it's like, oh, my God, it's never happened to me before. Well, maybe it's the fear that I feel like I'm doing the right thing for this baby, but somebody else is telling me it's not the right thing. 12 months. Maybe it's also I don't feel like it's my baby yet. Well, she has another birth mother, too. I mean, that's another, you know, thought process there. The birth mothers, they have some pretty big losses. They're grieving a lot. And we're going to have her the day before her birthday. And that birth mother's going to, you know, remember that day.
Your coffee's on the table. Smell it. It's really full. It'll just spill all over.
Well,
Smell that. Oh, that's so good. Oh, you want some of that. Come on.
everyone has a birth story. And my birth story started in the Seattle airport. My life began before that. Why haven't we talked about that before?
Good morning, Jen.
Adoptees work very hard to protect their adopted parents because they're told they're lucky. This is so I can get out of bed. And these are so I move. I take the move pills twice a day. When I started to look at the other perspective of adoption, not just the happy story, that's when my world wasn't perfect anymore, and feelings came in that I'd never allowed to come in before. To this point, the most dangerous thing I've ever done in my life has been to bring up the topic of my adoption. I've been thinking about my birth mother for a few months, and I wanted to see what you thought of this woman who was pregnant with me and gave birth to me. What do you think that was like for her, like as a mother?
You know, honey, not everyone was meant to be a parent or a mom. They don't have the mentality for it.
That's one possibility, is that she just wasn't meant to be a mother, but like what are other possibilities?
Maybe she was married. Maybe she had other children and couldn't take care of you. Maybe she came from the group of people who thought that girls were worthless and only boys. So you were a girl, so let's get rid of her. You know, there's as many ideas as you can think of.
Whatever the reason, I think when it comes down to giving up your baby, I think that's always hard. And I believe if we don't acknowledge that, and if I don't honor that, that's dehumanizing her. You know, it's just too bad that she doesn't know that I'm okay, that I found a good mom. But I have a connection to her as much as you do. Don't you think?
Well, I appreciate that she gave you up, and I appreciate that I have you. But as far as anything else, I don't care about her.
I wish you did, because I'm part of her. I have her face. I might have her eyes. I mean, the biggest invisible privilege among birth families is that they look like each other. And that is a powerful validation, constant validation. Why do you think I need so much validation and attention? I know I do it. But I need it because I don't see it when I don't.
Yeah.
Now, what can you do about it? To be curious about it.
But I don't want to be curious about it. I want you all to myself.
You'll actually get more of me if you imagine that I was connected to someone else at one time. I can never be the woman I'm supposed to be.
I know that, honey.
If I
Have I ever held you back of anything that you wanted to do?
Yes, you're doing it now.
Sorry, I'm doing the best that I can do.
Well, I believe you can do better and just...
Enough. I can't do anymore.
Okay.
I guess we don't speak the same language. I really don't understand what it is that she's upset about and angry about. I've loved her unconditionally. She could make me cry when no one else could, just even now, because I so wanted a good relationship with her.
People keep asking me what I want from these conversations that people don't want to have. I want my whole identity, my whole life. It is not rejection of the family. It's just being authentic and real.
And do you want to strap up the Bjorn for you? Or do you want it for me?
For you.
Just add baby.
Just add baby.
What about those prepared questions to the caregiver?
Okay, so what does the 3650 convert to?
3,000 is the orphanage donation. The 1,700 approximately is the legal fees. 380 visa fee to the U.S. consulate, and then 500 yuan for the child visa. It worries me about how much trauma she's going to go through. at such a young age. It's not right. Babies should be happy and secure and know that they're cared for. So we're going to come back here, and this is going to be chaos, if possible. Do we want to use this bedside for her? You know, if we want to snuggle with her.
She's going to be sleeping in that, right?
We shall see.
We'll see.
Honey,
okay,
say
so
something
no,
her
no,
thing.
no. When we come back, we'll see.
All right.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to express my warm welcome for your coming to Guangxi, and thank you for your love to those babies. Okay, please prepare your notification of adoption. We will hand the children according to their paper. Qingzhou, okay, the first one is Qingzhou. 你看，爸爸妈妈，弟弟们，弟弟们，去吧，给他就行了，给他，先给他，马上给他，一个一个给他行了。Okay, please give me a notification. Okay, next one.
Joel and Jackie, for foster mothers here, so if there any question you want to ask, you can ask. So would you mind to meet the foster mother?
Yeah?
Would you mind to meet the foster mother? Talk to her?
Yeah. Would we be able to see her tomorrow? Would she be there tomorrow?
No, she will return today. So what do you think? You want to meet her today or?
Is that, yeah.
Foster mother.
She really is beautiful.
你先行了，太近了，
谢谢。
他哭的话，这样带他去玩一下。
If she cry, just take her outside.
She likes outside.
Outdoor.
说呢，叫他认识中国还有一个妈妈。
Just let the girl know that she still have a mom in China.
我的心情呢蛮激动的，因为有很多父母照顾我，我很伤心。
When she saw you, she believed you will take good care of her.
This is my first bottle.
It's kind of too tight.
Is she big? There's a limit on this thing.
I think you found the limit.
She's beyond? Okay.
She's beyond it.
We're almost outside. She's gonna fall asleep. Don't put the thumb. I bet it's a car movement. Oh yeah, mom. Mom meshed.
Families adopt and adoptees adapt. We've had to do it since we were very, very young. Too young, actually.
Ham for Dad, turkey for Mom.
Adoptees are chameleons because they don't want to be abandoned again.
Wheat thins or chips or pretzels.
You're going to please make sure that everything appears perfect. If you could talk to Mom about it and help her with it, you know how you guys
I
talk.
do.
Because I think what hurt her was I said I didn't get enough. Like you didn't give me what I needed.
Yeah, you just have to remember that it might be too late for that discussion.
Right.
It might have had to have happened quite a few years ago.
Maybe, maybe not. I really don't believe it's too late. I could still build a bond with Mom. I believe it. I have faith in it. I'd be out of integrity if I didn't try.
No, I understand where you're coming from. It's just, yeah, definitely, I'll just be there.
But
for any
I'll
more
tell you
stuff like
this.
that.
If I didn't have you with me on this, helping me through, I would be enraged, Eric.
Well, and I can
And
see you. You catch yourself. I can see when you're talking. You
So I'm
start to get
saying
pissed.
thank
you
you,
catch yourself. You're
'cause-
welcome.
because I need you so much.
Good. Well, we need you too, Sissy. But listen, Mom and Dad are from a completely different generation and a completely different type of people. They might not change.
I hear what you're saying.
Still push. Just push a little more gentle.
We'll get to the best so we can.
Exactly.
I'm just absolutely loving being a mom. I really thought it was going to be harder, actually. You know, everything just seemed to fit into place. You know, I've got a fabulous daycare. I've got flexible hours with my job. And John has been turning out to be a pretty awesome dad.
She's made it so easy. She's healthy, she's beautiful, she's smart, intelligent. She's adjusted so well. She just seems like she's been with us forever.
The normal way to do things is the man and woman gets together and they make a baby. Well, then when that doesn't happen, you fill up paperwork and you talk to social workers, and that's how you make a baby. And we've made her. Where's Roma? Do you see her? Where's Mommy? Do you see Mommy in the picture? Yeah. I love sharing the photos. There actually were a couple of photos that I posted of Roma crying because nobody believed that she cried, and everybody thought it was a stage. What'd you do, peel an onion in front of her face and she started crying? I mean, it wasn't like the all-out bawling affair that you would see other children have, but yeah, we have a perfect child, I'm sorry. Hello. Well, from day 3, I have to say, Roma hasn't really had attachment issues. She was fully attached to you by day 3. Mm-hmm. And then by day 9 to 10 or something like that, she warmed up to me. Eat? You're eating. Yes, you are. You're eating. Roma is eating. I think I got 3 books on attachment. And I skimmed 2 of them and I read most of 1 of them. But then, you know, it started getting a little depressing. And I'm saying, okay, I think I'm a little prepared for this, but I'm going to wait until I'm in the mix of it to really read up on it. So if I need to know this stuff, I know where to look.
She's got a little bit of a red face.
Roma, are you pooping? You're pooping? You're a good girl.
I haven't read any books at all. I guess that makes me ignorant, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I knew that was going to happen. She seems pretty well-rounded, though. If she has an underlying issue, she's not making it known. But I really don't know until later in life, maybe when she gets to the point where she starts school or something like that.
Children can be cruel. They'll pick on you for whatever. So they're going to probably pick on something racially to tease. You're my sweet pea.
There's really not a lot of diversity in New Hampshire. I mean, I think it's over 90% white. It's changing rapidly in the city that we live in.
I think that there is going to be times when there is going to be all-white groups, possibly at school or the doctors or whatnot, but I think that we'll have the diversity balance in the rest of our lives. Oh, you're actually saying hi to me first.
She's been with us for about 2 months now. And today is the day that we introduce Roma to all our friends and family. I think people are going to be surprised at, you know, how well she adapted.
I'm creating such a group of diverse friends right now that I'm going to have a lot of support to rear my child.
How was the trip? Good?
And my sister, Ellen, lived in Hong Kong for 15 years and adopted her 2 Chinese boys. Our family's motto was, there's always room for one more. It doesn't matter who they are or what they are, they're welcome. She'll have her Chinese roots and will recognize that. But I want her to feel that she's growing up in America. America is the melting pot of all nationalities. You know, my mother's Italian, my dad's French. Oh, look, the Red Sox are on.
I'm Italian, American.
Daddy. Roma.
And our daughter's Chinese American. Your favorite team's on. You know, wouldn't it be great for us to learn our heritage, all 3 of us? Research it together and, you know, just share it.
I found all these pictures in an old box that came from my grandparents.
My dad has been studying the Pharaoh family genealogy.
My grandfather here and his brother or sister. And this is from New York. This was my great-grandparents' house, from what I understand. I guess you kind of want to look back and make sure there weren't too many cattle rustlers or whatever in your family. So. Jenny doesn't have that luxury. I think it might bother her a little bit. I suppose if you wanted to let it bother you, it could. One thing about it, she started out with a clean slate. She's got nobody's reputation to worry about.
I'm going to take the boys on a field trip about their ancestors. The Pharaohs go back in New York State to the very beginning. I came a day early before my dad and my Uncle Dan come. I was a history teacher, so I know a little bit about this stuff. I'm meeting with a historian at the New York Public Library. He was 17 when he fought in the Revolutionary War. It makes sense. The Pharaohs are a family to be admired. My dad's gonna cry.
Hard enough for me not to cry.
We're gonna see some of the sites as well as some of the documents. It's to show them it's real. It's just not something on the internet. I'm gonna tell you why we're in this tavern. Back in the day, before the Revolutionary War, this was the hangout for the patriots. The research you did, Dad, on our ancestor Peter Pharaoh, he fought in the Revolutionary War. And what that means is that you can apply to be members of the Sons of the Revolution.
Oh, wow.
Come on up.
Well, we're delighted you're here. I've been looking over here at the material that Jennifer gave us. Once your membership is established, then any of your descendants your sons would be eligible, and any of the women in the family who descend also from Peter Pharaoh would be eligible for the Daughters of the American Revolutions. It's a legacy in many ways that's better than money, because it teaches people about their place in American history.
Sounds like our family has missed out on a lot.
I'd be glad to show you around some of the items here. The colors of the Sons of the Revolution are buff and blue. The Daughters use similar colors, I think.
And it's the same requirements for membership?
Well, they're a little broader than we are, but it also requires lineal descent from a male or female who is known to have served the revolutionary cause. Biological descent, that's the essential thing for both of for the Genealogical Society.
But you love me anyway.
And I think you should get a medal for doing this. Anyway, so we'll see what we can do about that, Jennifer. Do you want to see some of the rest of the building? We'll be interested. We're doing construction in this gallery.
I am, but I'm not. I am, but I am. I am, but I'm not.
We have put plaques on.
I'm adopted, but I'm not. I'm American, but I'm not. I'm Korean, but I'm not. I'm white, but I'm not.
This is our shingle here, and we'd have it embossed with your name and the name of your ancestor, Peter Pharaoh.
When I was in Korea, I lived there, I taught there, I didn't fit in, it was foreign.
A larger-than-life model that stands directly in
My
front
culture's
of the
Pharaoh culture.
And we have several hundred school kids who come to it. We parade all of our Revolutionary War flags, and we have a speaker who commemorates.
I'm not a pharaoh, a pharaoh, a pharaoh. I'm a pharaoh, but.
And other institutions that have.
And it will hurt my adopted father when he hears me say that. Because it qualifies it, and our love is not qualified. But there's no getting around it. We've danced around the topic for 32 years, and we can't anymore.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah. Say hello. Hello. Daddy, I want you to know that I know that the gap of my lineage and genealogy, that's not your fault. You had nothing to do with that. You're the one who gave me the next best thing, which was pretty damn good. But we have a multiracial family, so let's get some more Asian
in this family heritage. I don't want to be the only one that adapts. We all have to adapt.
I see.
You know what I mean?
No.
You don't?
No.
I adapt to you guys all the time because I'm the only one that's Asian. And I want you to meet me halfway. Get out of your comfort zone.
I see.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know.
Don't play dumb with me. If I'm really your daughter, okay, as much as like blood daughter would be, then you'd be out there making sure that things are right for Asian girls or all people of color. Because you chose a child of color. My dad's a smart guy. He will get it. He has to because he's my dad, right? This is where we're going. Changmu Road. You should get the food first, Dad, because you're the oldest. That's Korean.
Okay. I don't know if I can do that.
After you take a bite, the rest of us can eat, so hurry up.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Well, that doesn't look like a place to it.
How do you like that? Look at all the food you can eat. All this is not spicy. There's only 4 dishes that are spicy. Thank you. This actually is not spicy if you want a little bit. Look at that table, Daddy, that table of young people. They're all real Korean. Like they're speaking Korean, they know. I feel really lonely here, you know?
You feel lonely?
Well, hear what I say. Because there's all these people that look like me, but I have nothing to do, I mean, I have nothing in common with them. How was this trip?
Fine.
There is this gap of benign ignorance. Because the adoption agency did not have lessons on race, on discrimination. You know, I wonder if they even do today. I mean, if, you know, how many parents of Chinese daughters sit in class and learn about the Asian fetish that is out there and the multi-million-dollar industry that it is. Well, it's nice to have an Asian girl. They're submissive, they are demure, they'll do anything you want. There are thousands, if not millions, of sex porn websites that are specific on Asian women. My parents, they had a responsibility to say, you are not an exotic whore. I internalized the racism because I play the part. I play the part. That's my expertise as an Asian woman. And you know, that makes you pretty empty inside. My dad and Uncle Dan left this morning, and I'm just gonna kind of let off steam. Hi, I'm well. This is great. Okay, I'll try that on.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put it
Thank
in
you.
for you.
As bad as I have felt about myself, I have compensated with the amount of clothes, bags. All of this is on sale.
Exactly. Okay. In the past couple years, I spent more on clothes than I did on my mortgage. Do you have anything to drink? Yes. Okay, some water. Okay. Do you have any, like, wine? No? I don't think so. Shit. Sorry. I'm good at faking it. Yeah, I think this is a must. I'm so good at that, I don't know how to undo it. This can be all kinds of fun things. I don't know how to get my parents to understand that their daughter, that appears to be the most successful person in the family, is not self-actualized and is in triage.
Roma, wanna watch Mimi? All right.
Hello. 你好. My name is Mei Mei. I know you all love to sing and dance.
Come on. You like this? Hmm?
When she's starting to understand about the losses that she has had, I guess I'm going to have to rely on a lot of the stuff that I've read to understand what her perspective is going to be. And hopefully the stability that we're providing her now outweighs any kind of transitions that she had earlier in her life. And I really hope that they don't make any, lasting scars or anything like that. But, it's a possibility, and that's going to be something in the back of my mind, always. I was happy to say that, she did most of her grieving in China, which was, pretty remarkable and fast.
It would just kind of rip me apart to know that she's still grieving. But, the thing we can do is just give her as much love as possible.
Mama started getting worse. Her speech started getting really slurred. She's been sleeping for many, many days without waking up. Everybody's got to die eventually, so. And everybody loses their parents eventually. Just, we kind of thought we'd have Mom around a lot longer than we were going to get her, but.
Hey, Dad, do you want to eat this at the table or you want to eat it where you are?
All right, he'll be fine.
Right here, be fine.
All right.
Do you want the coleslaw?
Whoa.
About 3 or 4 weeks ago, Daddy got sick and went in the hospital.
You gotta try it.
You gonna try it? Okay.
We found out that he has pancreatic cancer. He's got 5 or 6 months tops.
Right now I'm on hospice and I'm in good spirits. I didn't really see a whole lot of future left without Judy anyway, so it seems like a natural thing to follow real close. They have each other, and that's pretty darn strong and important.
Whatever time I need to,
I'll take her down.
I'll wake up and take Jennifer to Portland. I gotta get Mom a lifesaver. I'll be right back.
How can this go smoothly? My parents are dying at the same time. If someone asked if my parents are abandoning me now, I'd say yes. Abandonment means leave. I don't think it was a plan. Here you go, Dad.
Thank you.
I'm so conflicted. I want my dad to get that I love him. I want him to get that I think he was a good dad. Are you still a little
pissed off at your daughter about her behavior in New York in July?
No.
Because you were, huh?
Yes, I was. Rightfully so. She was accusing me of not knowing what she really needed. I felt sorry for her for saying something so stupid. I feel that if you had thought it over and realized what you were doing, it would have never been said. I don't think you would have brought me to a restaurant and hit me with such what I thought was an accusation. There was some truth to that. If I could go back and do it over again, she'd have gone to a Korean cultural class. But the truth didn't really matter. It was futile. It was something in the past that I had no control over. So why bring it up and make me feel bad or guilty for something that I have no control over?
Are you mad?
No.
Do you think I'm selfish?
Hmm?
Do you think I'm selfish?
I know, I think you're trying to lead me into questions that I don't want to talk about today.
Okay.
I think that she should be thankful that she's here. I think there's an overemphasis on the fact that she happens to be Korean.
I love you, Dad.
Jen, let me in for a second.
I don't know how to cope with this level of grief. Fuck. I definitely took the easy way out. My choice was substance abuse.
I knew she was doing something. I didn't know exactly what.
I'm sorry.
And I didn't know exactly how much or how bad it was.
I'm trying to numb this overwhelming thing. I don't even know what it is. I just have to make it stop. And that's when I go on my drug binge.
It's not that she's weak at all or anything. It's just some people cannot handle the emotions. And Jennifer processes stuff completely differently than I process things. I don't feel any abandonment with my parents dying. It's.
No, that it's, this has all happened to me before.
I know, honey. So you're getting double whammy
And so
in your life.
it's double whammy, and not talking about adoption completely hurts you as much as it does me. Because now you have everything on you, Eric. I can't help you at all.
Honey, let's come here. That's far enough for her tonight. Come here, baby, come here.
Jeans for workout. Jacket. 2 years ago, I thought I'd be in the Harvard doctoral program right now.
Yeah, I don't need these.
Sorry, dude. And tomorrow, I'm going to rehab. I want an authentic life.
Jen going to rehab is an excellent solution for me because I know that she's going to be safe. She's needed to go for a while. She's needed to go somewhere and get some intensive counseling help, whatever. She's gone through a lot of crap. Most people couldn't handle it. And going to this rehab place is just getting her started.
Oh, God. I've only been a drug addict for a year, and I've been an emotionally hollow person my whole life. I struggle with authentic feelings because my adoption's celebrated and the abandonment is ignored.
How many bags are we down to?
Dude, I'm there for a month, okay?
No, I know. I wasn't.
I have coping strategies for all kinds of things, but I didn't know how to cope with grief for my birth mother. Recently, someone called me a whore for an Asian woman. That's like nigger. I had to work that shit out too. All of this has nothing to do with my parents dying. But then you could talk about that on top of it. It's not about my parents did it wrong. No, look at all the things they did right. It's about that 9-year-old little girl that doesn't have the language. I'm her voice. I'm her voice. You can overcompensate and sugarcoat the adoption story about how much you wanted her, or how long you waited, or how much you paid for her, or whatever it was. But you only got her because she was abandoned. And she knows that at a younger age than you can ever imagine.